Across the world, in places that have never had contact with one another, the same details keep appearing in stories that should have nothing in common. This is the story of 5 of them. Case 1, Coastal Chile, El Trauco. Deep within the dense, ancient forests of southern Chile, local legend speaks of a short, deformed figure known as El Trauco. Barely 3 feet tall and dressed in ragged bark clothing, he is said to live hidden in the forest canopy, watching, waiting. For generations, families in the region have used his name to explain the unexplainable. Unmarried women who vanish. Women who return home pregnant with no memory of what happened to them. In these communities, the Trauco got her was not a joke. It was an accepted answer. But one detail recorded independently by separate investigators across separate decades refuses to be dismissed. In villages separated by miles of untouched forest with no contact between them, witnesses described the exact same warning sign before their encounter. The sound of an axe, chopping wood just before they lost time. Not a growl, not a scream. Something domestic, something ordinary, and then nothing. To this day, no one has explained why. Case 2, rural Hungary, the Liederk. In the folklore of the Hungarian countryside, the story does not begin with a monster. It begins with an object, a single black hen's egg kept warm beneath a person's arm for exactly the right number of days. If the ritual is done correctly, something is born. Not a bird. A small, thin figure said to attach itself permanently to whoever created it, offering wealth and loyalty in exchange for one unbreakable condition. It must never be turned away. It must share the bed of its keeper every night, forever. The stories describe no violence in the beginning, no terror, only a slow, growing regret, the kind you might feel toward a debt you can never fully repay. Multiple, unrelated tellings describe the same solution for those desperate enough to be rid of it. Assign the creature a task it can never complete. Ask it to carry water, forever, in a sieve. Case 3, the Ozark Mountains, United States. Unlike the others, this case has no fixed name. What remains comes primarily from oral histories collected in isolated mountain communities during the 1930s. The pattern is consistent and unusually specific. A low humming sound, always beginning at dusk, always approaching from downhill, never from above. Animals reacted first. And not with aggression, with silence. Dogs that would not bark. Livestock that would not move. Families who left their homes the moment they heard the humming reported nothing further happening to them. Families who stayed behind described the sound stopping directly outside a window. And then, silence for the remainder of the night. No injury was ever recorded. No confrontation. Only the sound, the stillness that followed it, and one detail present in every single account. None of the witnesses who looked outside that night were ever willing to describe what they saw. Case 4, Ivory Coast, West Africa. The 4th case is tied not to violence, but to language, specifically to promises left unkept. According to regional accounts, a spirit appears exclusively to those who have broken an oath, regardless of how minor. It does not attack. It does not threaten. It simply repeats the broken promise back to the person, word for word, exactly as it was spoken, and then disappears. Witnesses consistently describe an initial sense of relief. That relief rarely lasts. Within days, a second encounter typically follows, triggered by another broken promise, however small, made without the person even realizing they had made one at all. Case 5, Northern Honshu, Japan, the Yamawaro. The 5th case shifts the pattern entirely. Unlike the others, this entity is not accused of harm at all, only of a debt no one remembers agreeing to. In the mountain villages of northern Honshu, older accounts describe a creature known as the Yamawaro, said to descend from the mountains each autumn and take up residence near rivers and work sites, assisting laborers with logging and heavy work in exchange for nothing more than food left out at night. What separates this case from the others is a shared detail found in worker logs from multiple, unconnected logging operations across different decades. Workers consistently reported finishing tasks in roughly half the expected time during the exact weeks the Yamawaro was said to be present, without explanation and without anyone claiming credit. The arrangement was never formalized. No one remembers agreeing to it. And in every account, when the food offerings stopped, so did the unexplained progress, immediately, and without incident. Of the 5 cases in this record, it is the only one where nothing was ever reported missing. 5 stories. 5 regions. No connection between them except for one thing. In every case, the smallest, most mundane detail was the one that outlasted everything else. The chopping of an axe, the carrying of water, the stillness of a dog, the exact words repeated back. The work finished with no one to thank. Whatever these stories are, wherever they come from, they were never designed to be forgotten.